Welcome to the first episode of the Effit Podcast, the brand that's not just about shirts, it's about showing up boldly, subtle, and wildly unapologetic. Today, we're sitting down with the masterminds behind Effit to find out how a table, a few laughs, and a healthy obsession with the F word turned into a whole movement. Andy?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lacey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, welcome. First episode. You guys excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Probably a little
excited.
nervous and going to break into it.
Yeah, I mean, sleep deprivation certainly
Hey, that
helps,
might
helps
add
put the
into
edge.
this.
You know, it's kind of like playing a golf. Like, I don't really get going until after about 18 holes is when I usually start to enjoy it. But
So relatable.
you get so tired and all of a sudden, so you start playing better. So maybe the lack of nerves is because of
This could
I'm
help.
Just too,
Okay. Hey, maybe we'll get more F words out of you. I don't know. You're
You're
tired.
going to probably get a lot of F words out of me.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right. So, shall we jump into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So, what the hell did this come from?
Gotcha. So there's so many times, like our whole society has got to the point where we have moved so far forward that people are just they're fucking stupid. There's the vast majority. I don't know if it's with social media that all of a sudden. I guess the question is, was everybody always this kind of an idiot, or just now we're knowing and now we're just seeing it because they all have voices? You go back in time before social media, again, everybody had their opinions, but if you wanted to give somebody your opinion, you had to pick up the phone and call them and then talk to them.
Right.
There was no, way to put out your opinion.
Enter keyboard warriors.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And all of a sudden you've got like this whole movement of complete assholes. And, and then what happens is all of a sudden I think they become emboldened.
Yeah.
We were talking about the keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
And
trolls.
now they
Internet
drive
trolls.
like all of a sudden like the number of asshole drivers is now moved and exponentially increased over the years.
Yep.
And it got to the point where it was like, I'm one of these people who I've lost my filter as I've gotten older, and I feel the need to point out, where people are being absolute jerks about things or whatever. But it's like getting into a lawsuit with somebody. You think it's a great idea to sue somebody who's done you wrong, but the fact of the matter is, once you've gotten into that situation, it's even worse because now you're spending more time with that person, whether you want to be there or not. So am I going to sit there and start calling out people for idiocy and whatnot? And listen, I can be a big idiot. I don't want this to come off sounding like I'm smarter and greater than everybody else, but it's just like sometimes you see it and, a duck's a duck and you want to call it out. But you don't want to engage because they're a bunch of, it's just.
Sure.
Enter Karen and Keith's. Or Chad's. I think the new name is Chad.
Oh, is that for the guy?
I think so.
Okay,
I think I made up Keith.
I know a Keith, and he's a real dick, so we're not using Richards, but nonetheless. So my point being is like, okay, I thought like, hey, I would love a shirt that just said GFY on it. I'd love a shirt that says GFY on it, just telling people to go fuck yourself. But I also wanted it subtle enough, where they are idiots. They're not going to understand it. So all of a sudden it puts a smile on my face. Like I'm walking around and I'm telling people like, hey, go fuck yourself. Okay. But I can do it without them actually engaging me. And it gives you a feeling of a little bit of, I don't know if I want to call it self-worth or accomplishment, or it's some sort of satisfaction, but it does make you feel better.
It's just there. You're just expressing it without even having to say it.
Well, exactly. And it's
a slightly louder bystander effect.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's engaging without engagement.
There you go.
And
I love that.
And it does. It improves that inner, what are they, gosh, if I go back to my days of psychology, is that what it is? Your consciousness, your self psyche or whatever it is. I don't know. I could probably be making that shit up. I don't know. But nonetheless,
I'm here for it. I support it.
Right. So that's how this got. That's it's just you got talking. Said I want to make a shirt. I want to do this thing. I want to get it out there. And at some point, after telling this story to people saying, oh man, I'd love a shirt that just says GFY on it. And it's not, I don't want it to be a big shirt where, and of course we don't have them on, but
yeah.
But the idea is we're going to, you're going to see these things and you can walk around with them and it's color on color if you want it. So it becomes really subtle, or we're going to make it so if somebody so wants to be that bold to go out and really kind of at least throw it out there and have half the idiots understand what you're doing, then so be it. But again, it's really about the person wearing the shirt.
Sure.
Than it is.
But with this, so break it down. Was there anything specific, like a certain, something that happened, a scene that made you want to create this? Was there anything specific? Or has it just been an accumulation of all the shit that's been going on all the years and you're just
I probably started with an exact moment where...
Do we dare call it the feral 50s?
I don't know what that means.
You just turn a little feral and everything starts to become clearer and you don't give a shit anymore and you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely part of it. I feel like, obviously the idea sparked from a particular spot, but I think it's always just been an accumulation then of all of a sudden noticing like what happened to common sense. And I think that's really what I'm getting at when I sit there and talk about the rise in idiocy and all these people. It's just common sense isn't common anymore.
No.
It just is not common anymore. And then this is that sort of way to battle it, So
with a quiet confidence.
There you go.
That's what I like to say.
Well, look, again, trying to battle somebody who doesn't in the first place understand common sense or doesn't understand logic or doesn't understand something, you're getting yourself into a runaround.
You can't exactly teach it to them because it's not there for them.
No, you can't argue facts with somebody who doesn't believe in facts.
Sure.
You can't argue, whatever. And so if you just see the idiocy and you want to call it out, this is the way you call it out to yourself and don't have to deal with the continued idiocy and perpetual amounts of ignorance that you have to deal with in trying to tell somebody that they're a dick, so.
I love this. Now, Lacey and Andy, between the two of you, was there either one of you the first to say, like, fuck it, let's make a shirt, or this should be on a shirt, or do you recall?
I think the shirt thing just got, that was like in my mind or whatever, and that's,
one thing
and I started,
and
I started talking to Lacey and saying like, man, we should really make this happen.
And it's my favorite word. So I was like, wow, nothing feels more perfect or in my element than a fuck it shirt. So
yeah.
I feel like we all say it at some point in the day, whether it's to ourselves quietly or out loud.
Well, I think that's it. It's certainly not a foreign word. I think you can go anywhere in this world and say the word fuck and
you're going to turn heads.
Yeah. and the funny thing is it's a word that's of 1,000 definitions. Like you can use it in so many different ways contextually, but it's a word that's used by I'm making up statistics at this point, but probably like 99% of the world uses the word or a derivative of the word as a sentiment, but yet no one's allowed to say it because somewhere along the lines, the moral police or whoever it was said, these are the words you're not allowed to say on TV, and these are the words, but it's a word.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's in the dictionary.
It's got to be.
It has to be in the dictionary.
And Urban Dictionary counts, so.
Correct.
But
I agree.
It's in the mental dictionary. Everybody knows it.
Yes.
It's one of those things where, but nobody's using it and nobody's saying it. And I'm like, well.
And I think it relates across all boards. You can hear it from the literal boardroom to the mom whose 2-year-old will not go to sleep. And they're literally just sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me if they come out to tell me one more fucking story tonight? I love you so much, but please fucking go to bed. And I think that it's just so relatable to every and all demographics across the board.
Sure.
Even the 6th grader sitting in school with, the kid flicking pencils, behind them or tapping, and they're just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I think we all just get it. And I think that it's just such a relatable thing, especially, I know we want to go a little bit more professional with it, but everybody gets it.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's a way to sort of, let's take a little bit of the Fuck. Let's take a little bit of being politically correct. So we're not literally walking out and saying, just right there in your face, fuck to everybody. If I could quote, like Eric Cartman, we're not walking around going, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. It's like we do want to be a little bit sort of cranial. We want to be a little bit intelligent about it. We want to, because otherwise, I think it's by not having it in your face out there, like I said, on a shirt that literally says "Go fuck yourself," but a little GFY. That hope that the person that you're talking to doesn't have any idea what the hell you're doing or why you're wearing or whatever doing. That's sort of part of it comes into the satisfaction. It plays into
either they look it up, or it'd be great if they came up to you and be like, "Hey man, what's your shirt mean? Go fuck yourself. Have a great day."
Or they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've never related more in my life.
Right.
I need that shirt."
Yes.
Yeah. So, or you just turn around and be like, "Hey, what do you think it means?"
Yeah. Maybe it'll create a great sense of community where people are just coming up and relating stories. That would be the cool part.
Actually talking to each other maybe instead of like this on their phones constantly.
It's like there's people that drive Jeeps around.
Yeah.
They're all like Jeep Club. They got the special little wings and stuff. They see
Rubber
somebody
ducks.
with a GFY shirt or something like that. And,
I cannot even imagine the cool conversations you could have with like cashiers or like when you go to check into a hotel and they're like, "Oh my gosh, let me tell you about what just happened." And you're like, "Go girl, I got this."
Well, that's right. It'll spur.
Yes.
It'll spur. For the company is Effit, like we call it like an Effit moment.
Yes.
It'll spur a moment.
The Effit
where
effect.
You've been able to. You're wearing the shirt, and you see somebody just do something, and you're just looking at them. You make eye contact with them, and you're just all you're thinking is, "My shirt's telling you to go fuck yourself," and you just the satisfaction. You keep on walking,
Or fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like I said, I'm exhausted because I've been through airports. How many times?
You have so many stories.
You've been through a number.
So many
to walk
stories.
through and talk about like if I guess we need a travel line because that shirt will get worn the hell out in an airport.
So you have right now it's shirts.
It's shirts.
Okay, polos.
We're doing polo shirts as well. Yeah, we're kind of focusing on polo shirts as Lacey mentioned. We're kind of we don't want to be totally in your face. We want it to be a little bit sort of not trailer trash kind of thing. I don't know if there's a better way to put it.
Like a sophisticated, nice way of saying "go fuck yourself."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Petty polos.
There you go.
Petty polos. Yes. I love it.
Okay. And is it men and women?
Of course.
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
I like this. So is it just the GFY logo up in the corner, or are you going to have it like small little GFYs so tiny, like all over the shirt that it almost looks like a pattern?
Eventually, maybe. I
got some ideas going. Then here we go.
This brings out a lot of ideas.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So right now we've just decided with like it's about yay big.
Okay.
We do have a couple made. But we also it's not just GFY.
Okay.
I think we're doing what are the other
FAFO.
FAFO. So
fuck around and find out. The GFY.
Yeah.
And there's a J one.
Yeah, I guess this is the part where we're not so fucking together.
Yeah.
With prepared. We decided on four.
Yes.
Four different sayings that have the F in there. Did we do WTF?
I don't think so.
No,
I think
that's too much out there.
It's very common.
Yeah. So we'll have to get back to you.
Okay. To be continued for another episode. Stay tuned.
Sure, yeah. Go to our website and it'll be on there.
That would be effitgear.com.
Effitgear.com. You heard it here.
Plug.
Yes. EFFIT. So yeah, we tried FIT, but then that's like it's probably some sort of like workout gear. If we just got FIT, so
true. Yeah. Yeah. Now, is there anything that separates you guys from like other brands like this, or?
Yeah, we concentrate on the word fuck. So yeah, that
puts it out there.
But I also think that it's different because we're promoting it more in the professional realm. Sure. Like how nice would it be for, a Gen Z, a millennial who is literally up to their ears ready to like walk out of their job to be able to have a GFY shirt or an FAFO or, some other variation of that and walk in feeling like you're telling your boss who's been up your ass about that email that you had to circle back to, or, whatever other corporate lingo that absolutely just grinds your gears, to literally say, just go fuck yourself, but without actually saying it, and in such a subtle way that they might just see it as a branding versus, a direct insult.
I think it's a funny thought to think that you would wear a shirt like that into work, and then thinking about the boss looking at it, but not having the balls to really go like, "What's that?
Yeah,
what's that shirt mean?"
I mean,
but
unless
that they're
like
thinking
cool
about
boss,
it.
but yeah,
but they're like, "Oh, there's no way it could mean that."
Yeah,
like literally toying with.
They're like, "Is that the new Ralph Lauren? How do I not know about it? This must be a Gen Z thing."
Now, are you trying to get this out to all types of people, like of any age range, or I guess anyone that would want to wear it?
Yeah. It doesn't. I mean, we're not making kid sizes, so I don't think we're really trying.
I'd love to see
children,
like a 90-year-old guy wearing that. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yes, and the stories he would have to tell with it.
Oh my god! For him to actually finally come out and be like, "Fuck this, fuck that."
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I told him to go fuck yourself.
Yep.
We'll get one of those one of these days.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
Oh, that is one. Go fuck your. No. Get the fuck out. GTFO.
GTFO.
Yeah, that's one of ours.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I'll figure the rest out. It'll come eventually.
So, there's, as far as having this set aside for a particular age group, we just want people who are just fucking fed up.
Yeah.
And
absolutely
just need that little bit of empowerment. Again, the part of it's for the person wearing it, and then obviously part of it is to just get at the idiots that are out there. So,
and they're there.
Oh yeah,
they're everywhere, every day,
all the time.
I think we all come across them, and I think I had a moment this morning too.
Well, it's and if you can tell somebody to GFO. Or GFY. Sorry, I don't even know if I know them. If you tell somebody to go GFY,
well, GFO would be go fuck off. I'm good with that.
Oh, that works too.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a stress release. It's a little bit of a getting rid of stress a little bit. And
don't hold it in.
I'm
letting it out.
I'm not saying that this is the answer.
It's free therapy.
People who have, but
for yourself.
But it's a little bit of affirmation, self-affirmation.
There we go.
Especially like in the car. That was me this morning. I'm driving and my light turns green and I'm going and this car decides to almost want to roll through and pull in front of me. Then I'm literally like, what the fuck? You have to stop. And then I kept going and hoped that my 4-year-old did not hear me say the F word in the car and repeat it at school.
Oh, it's always fantastic. I remember my daughter came home from school in first grade and went up to my wife and what my wife would always be, what happened at school today? How was school today? She's like, Hannah Brown said, fuck.
Oh,
well,
nice. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, and apparently that was a big event at school that day.
And those are the words they always remember.
Yes, of course.
And isn't it the cutest thing, though?
It is. You try not to laugh, but you have to, and you're like, that's not a good word.
Well, it's funny. She's like 18 now. And so I feel like it's everything she says, everything she does, it's all on her now. So she's, whatever. And, I've seen teenagers and kids that are still in grade school or whatever. And it's like the second they really learn that word, they use it every 3 seconds. And they overuse it and it becomes obnoxious
then it sounds
or whatever.
Terrible.
But she's like 18 now and whatever. So if she says it and I say it to her and she says, uses fuck and all of the words, and she's a little adult now and fortunately she uses it appropriately. She's not.
If you're using it in conversation, that's how I was with my mom. It's like when you're talking with each other and you say fuck, or, whatever this and that. And as long as I'm not saying, Mom, fuck you, then we got a problem.
Right.
But,
I'm a
casual conversation.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and so we watched the game, and whether we're watching it together or now with her being away, we're texting each other. It comes out, it's the fucking Jesus, the refs. Oh,
the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah, it's just.
My goal was always just to teach my kids to use it properly, so that they weren't like, "What the waffle fuck." No, you have to be like, why are you eating that fucking waffle? You know?
There are appropriate times, the appropriate ways.
Yes.
Use it in context correctly, and we're good.
Yes.
Everything's fine.
I always gave my kids 3 to 5 minutes after school to say as many cuss words as they wanted to. In whatever context they wanted.
Sure.
Because, you know, they're sitting in school, they're stressed. And then at the end of the day, they end up hysterically laughing. And it's just a great moment for them to just let out every cuss word they can possibly think of, de-stress from the day. And I get to laugh harder than I've ever laughed in my whole life because they say some really, really dumb shit.
There's videos like that parents will post. They put their camera up in the bathroom or something. It's like, hey, you got 1 minute to say all you want. And they'll just be in there like, fuck, shit, damn it.
Bitch.
Yeah. Let it out, child. Let it out.
I love it. But now adults have the same outlet without it having to be online because now we can just throw it on our t-shirts and call it a day.
That's it.
That's right. Anything else that you guys want to include in our first episode?
No, I mean, I think getting out there, you know, the idea, which I think we've kind of, you know, talked about the start of it and talked about like the effects of it. You know, I think moving forward in different podcasts we're not going to keep going over this over and over again. I think we're going to do a lot of the Effit effect, you know, which, you know, Lacey had mentioned. And, you know, to expand on did you want to expand on what the Effit effect is or?
I think the Effit effect is just like what I was saying with the kids where like just being able to release the fuck out of you, all the fucks, give all the fucks away so that you don't have to carry them with you. I think is just the Effit effect. When you are wearing your shirts that say, go fuck yourself or fuck around and find out, like, I'm not in the mood today. I'm not the one. That feeling that you get from not having to hold all your fucks in one purse is just the Effit effect where you just can release it. You let it go. You give yourself a little tap. I got you, boo-boo. And, you know, you're on your way rather than bottling up all your fucks and then, you know, Molotov cocktailing them.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes, we're providing a service, public service to keep with the rise in violent.
We are not professional
acts.
therapists. We just like to pretend.
So the podcast going forward, it's going to be taking, you know, the Effit effect into different scenarios, different things. I think that, you know, the one thing that was like near and dear to my heart is just driving down the highway.
Oh, gosh.
How all of a sudden,
taking your life in your hands.
Yeah, well, it's like I want to give validity to like I think it's pretty bold of me to sit there and say there's a bunch of assholes out there. Well, I want to give those examples so people don't look at it like, oh, this is some dickhead who just thinks he's above everybody else. It's like, no, I want to commiserate with other people and show that, and then talk about those different times. You know, like I said, you get on the highway. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know when it fucking happened, but all of a sudden, like everybody's driving like a bunch of dicks on the highway. Like, you know, in the far left-hand lane is not the place to drive slow. You know, it's like people don't seem to understand.
Especially when your plate doesn't match our state.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say I've noticed it in Florida probably more than not. And I've got my, you know,
where
ideas.
The leaves don't change, but our tags do.
So, there it is. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Well, I've always said we have two seasons. We have summer and tourist. So it's, but it becomes I take it back to, and I guess we'll probably dive into this more deeper when we do that one. But I take it back to the you know, I think the rise of all of this has to do with political correctness, and the rise of political correctness is what's made everybody empowered to feel like, oh, well, I'm going to just do what I want to do then because everybody else has to not offend me and all this other bullshit. And all of a sudden it's gotten to the point, and how does that affect the fucking highway? It affects the fucking highway because I'm going to drive in whatever lane I want. And I don't care if anybody else is doing this, that, or the other thing.
Right. They can go around.
Yeah. There's other lanes they can go, but fuck it, drive me nuts. Like driving in the middle. So we'll get into it. I mean, trust me, we'll get into it.
I feel like a lot of it's going to be like car situations that we're going to be coming across. Because I feel like
in this town, that's one of the biggest F word moments.
And it's funny, it's like our town isn't even that big, but no matter where you're going in that 10, 15, or 20 minutes, it happens at least once.
And God forbid it's raining.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to happen. Look, you go into a more congested area, it happens even more. Yes. It's just, And then, like air travel like I said, I've been doing a lot of air travel and it's just traveling with people. And
you better
people
take notes because you're about to travel. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's so much content to be made.
Kind of moments that, you're going to.
I mean, I don't know. We do not want to, throw ourselves into any kind of political backing or political forum and making us right wing or left wing. Assholes are in every wing of society. So it really doesn't matter. And we're not going to get into a situation where this religion or that religion, trust me, every fucking religion has issues one way or another of people that are just fucking idiots. Like everybody is, we're not taking any spot, any position one way or another. We're just here to point out the fucking idiots. And that's sort of how we are going to take this going forward in all sorts of decisions. Now, I'm sure there's going to be times where we think, it may sound like we're taking a political, but I guarantee you, nope, that's not at all. Anybody can wear this shirt as long as you're not a fucking idiot. And you know what? If you're a fucking idiot, then buy 50 shirts because it'll prove that you're a fucking idiot.
There you go. It'll almost be like a therapy session and something you can laugh about afterwards.
Yeah.
So, and then hopefully everyone else, all the viewers can laugh about it too. And like, that happened to me. Or, oh my God, that's the same thing.
I just genuinely think that the Effit effect is one of the most relatable things that we all deal with on a regular basis.
Sure.
And
well, yeah. George Carlin, one of my absolute idols in life. And for the very young people who I'm finding out there's more and more of as I talk about, and they're like, who the hell's George Carlin? But he was a comedian and he did this wonderful thing. And he said his material came. He said, his material derived from people that do things all the time that we all do, but just don't want to talk about it. And that's what he did is he talked about it. And that's what made things really funny when you just sat there and made them entertaining and whatnot. So we're going to go with George Carlin on this and take it as far as we can go. But we will talk about the things that we all do, that we all see, but we don't really talk about it. I mean, the F word is the perfect example of that. Like I said, we all have it in our brains,
right.
And so that's the whole foundation of the movement. So.
Awesome. Can't wait for the next episode.
Me too. I don't even know what it's going to be about. Hey.
Let the notes begin. The ideas will get rolling.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, look, if when we get this thing up and going and it's on, we'll certainly take comments from people.
That could spew some ideas.
Sure. Throw us what, if they've had an Effit moment, fucking share it.
Right.
That's that can't think of anything better. So.
And then just to jump back, your website is effitgear.com.
Yes.
All right. EFFIT gear.com.
Yep.
Okay. Very good.
Awesome.
Right.
We can put it in the captions.
You guys did great.
Thanks
everyone for joining us on the first episode of the Effit Podcast. Bye.